Welcome to the team. I am absolutely thrilled to have you here for this explainer. We're going to treat today as your official day one orientation into the actual reality of modern safety and health management. Whether you're brand new to the field or you're just looking to sharpen that strategic edge, you are stepping into a role that's absolutely crucial. And I don't just mean for the folks on the floor, I mean for the survival of the entire business. So let's kick things off with a classic rookie question. Is your primary objective to remove all hazards and achieve a 100% safe working environment? Think about it for a second. I mean, it sounds like the right answer, doesn't it? It definitely sounds like what your boss would want to hear.
Well, the answer to that question is actually a resounding no. And our orientation itinerary for this explainer is going to show you exactly why. We'll be covering welcome to the job, safety versus health, the reality of hazards, tracking and reporting injuries, the economics of safety, and finally, winning over top management. Let's get right into it.
Welcome to the job. It is wild to look at the stark contrast between the past and the present here. Historically, occupational health was almost entirely reactive. You had a plant nurse who basically gave out first aid and medical care only after someone was already hurt. But your modern role as a safety and health manager, it's a highly proactive dual-role position. You aren't just putting on bandages anymore. You're conducting analytical studies on hazards, you're guaranteeing standards compliance, and you're even doing capital investment planning to literally engineer risks out of the facility before they ever cause harm. Moving on to Section 2, Safety versus Health. You hear these two words thrown together all the time, but the crucial point is drawing a clear, distinct line between them. Safety deals with the acute effects of hazards, stuff that happens suddenly and immediately. Health, on the flip side, deals with the chronic effects of hazards, the things that happen slowly over a long period of exposure. When you're out walking the floor, this difference becomes crystal clear. A lack of machine guarding or a spinning, unguarded drive belt, that's an acute safety hazard. The damage happens in a split second. But airborne asbestos or repetitive motion from a totally poorly designed workstation, that is a chronic health risk that might take years to show up as an illness like a carpal tunnel syndrome. Now, keep in mind, some things do bridge the gap. A massive chemical spill is an acute safety hazard, sure, but daily, low-level exposure to that exact same chemical, that's a chronic health risk. You have to be trained to spot and control both of them. All right, Section 3, the reality of hazards. I'm going to be completely direct with you. Attempting to eliminate all hazards is an entirely unrealistic and naive strategy. Honestly, if you try to do that, you're going to burn through your entire budget in a week and completely lose the respect of top management. Your true value lies in performing step-by-step risk assessments. You systematically detect hazards, you evaluate their potential harm, and then you make the tough, data-driven decisions about which ones are actually worth prioritizing and correcting. And that's what builds your daily decision matrix. You literally have to categorize every single hazard you find into one of three feasibility buckets. Bucket 1, is it physically infeasible to correct? Sometimes the tech just isn't there yet. Bucket 2, is it physically feasible but economically infeasible? Meaning, yeah, you could fix it, but it would bankrupt the company to do so. And bucket 3, the sweet spot, hazards that are both physically and economically feasible to correct. This third category is where you'll spend the vast majority of your time and resources to get the highest safety return on investment. Let's look at Section 4, Tracking and Reporting Injuries. You need to get very, very comfortable with the OSHA Form 300, the log of work-related injuries and illnesses. This isn't just bureaucratic, busy work. It is a massive legal requirement. Fun fact, just one OSHA data sheet takes U.S. safety managers millions of cumulative hours a year to complete. This specific document translates the chaotic reality of the workplace into hard, actionable data. From the raw data on that log, you're going to calculate some vital incidence rates. We're talking TRC, which is total recordable cases, DART, which stands for days away, restricted, or transferred rate, and DFWI, the days away from work, injury, and illness case rate. I know, it sounds like alphabet soup. But these are absolutely crucial metrics that measure the true frequency and severity of your workplace incidents. Now, why do safety professionals completely obsess over the number 200,000? Well, it's the standard base factor used to make your incidence rates universally understandable. It simply represents the number of work hours spent by 100 full-time workers in a year. 100 workers times 50 weeks times 40 hours a week, boom, 200,000. So, by multiplying your actual cases by 200,000 and then dividing by the total hours worked by all your employees, you completely normalize your data. Without this formula, your incidence rate would just be some tiny, confusing fraction. But by using it, you can accurately benchmark your safety performance against a company twice your size or half your size on a perfectly level playing field. It's brilliant.
Moving into Section 5, the economics of safety.
The crucial thing to understand here is the iceberg model of accidents. When a worker gets hurt, the direct costs, like workers' comp premiums and medical insurance, are highly visible. But, just like an actual iceberg, those are literally just the tip.
Below the surface, your company is hemorrhaging money through incredibly expensive hidden costs. We are talking about paying the injured workers' wages, losing supervisory time to accident investigations, coworkers losing time during the actual emergency, damaged equipment, completely ruined product, and paying overtime just to catch production back up. Plus, you face a massive drop in efficiency while a replacement worker goes through their learning curve. These hidden costs, they're often vastly greater than the medical bills.
Plus, there is a huge financial incentive from the insurance industry to keep your incident rates low. Insurers use what's called an experience rating, which is based on a 3-year average of your firm's claims. If your rating sits at an average 1.00, you pay standard premiums. But if your safety program is top-notch and drops your rating down to 0.80, you can directly save your company thousands, sometimes hundreds of thousands of dollars in annual premiums.
Which brings us to our final stop, Section 6, winning over top management.
To get leadership to actually fund your safety improvements, you can't just walk into the boardroom and say, it's the right thing to do. You have to combine those ethical arguments with standard legal citations, and then marry them to those powerful financial arguments we just discussed. Show them how much hidden money the company is going to save. Once you win their approval, your immediate goal is to obtain a written safety and health policy statement directly from top management. This proves to the entire company that safety, much like product quality, is everybody's business, from the CEO down to the floor sweeper.
And here is a surprising secret that will save you a ton of time and frustration. Do not assume you are the principal safety trainer. You're not. While you facilitate the systems and handle the classroom training, the true principal trainers are your first-line supervisors. Their direct contact with the workers, leading by daily example out on the floor, is what ultimately determines if the job gets done safely.
Ultimately, you just can't rely on workers to be careful. True system safety requires far more than just following rules and observing safe behaviors. It requires your absolute expertise in engineering, proactive hazard analysis, and strategic planning. You literally have to design the danger out of the system.
As we wrap up your Day 1 Orientation Explainer, I want to leave you with a provocative thought. Now that you have the tools to measure the physical risks, categorize their feasibility, and reveal that massive hidden financial iceberg of workplace hazards, how will you leave your mark? Are you just going to be a record keeper, or will you use this knowledge to fundamentally steer your company's safety culture toward excellence? The floor is yours. Keep learning, stay proactive, and I'll see you in the next explainer.